Hey guys, and welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. And today, we're going to be doing another driving habits segment. And today I've got my father-in-law, Bob, who has agreed to allow me to film his driving habits. So come along as we discuss his habits, and we will also probably talk about a few other things while we're in the car. So let's go. Okay, so here we are in the car with Bob. You guys might remember Bob from the Mike's Vehicle Spotlight feature that we filmed on this 2003 Buick LeSabre that we're in. We actually were in the car with him as he was kind of, well, I was driving the car at the time, but but he was here in the car with us. So anyway, like I said, we're just going to observe his driving habits and see if they match up to any of the habits that we have documented already. So the first thing I want to ask you is, do you always wear your seatbelt?
Yes.
Have you always worn your seatbelt?
Yes.
And due to some previous videos that I've made with the other people that I've filmed so far driving, do you wear your seatbelt for safety, or do you wear it for more so of like a comfort feeling?
Safety.
More so safety. Because Tyler, when I did Tyler, him and I kind of both agreed that if you wear your seatbelt, you kind of feel like you're floating away from the seat in a way. Like, so you do it mostly for the safety aspect of it.
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about your usual day-to-day driving position?
This is how I drive. I place my hands on the steering wheel, like 5 and 7 o'clock, and this is the way I drive every day. And I try to obey all the speed limits and stop signs, and try to obey all the laws. And because I'm not real fond of getting speeding tickets or any kind of fines or tickets, I do try to obey the traffic laws.
Do you ever have moments where you find yourself like unintentionally speeding?
Yeah, you have to watch. A lot of times I'll use my speed control, my cruise, to help me stay within the speed limit.
Not a bad idea.
I enjoy driving, and I enjoy driving this car, and I'm thankful for the privilege that I have for driving. My uncle, he was about 88 or 89 when he passed away, and he became legally blind, and he said one of the things he missed the most was his driving privileges, because he couldn't drive anymore because of his handicap, couldn't see very well. So it is a very wonderful privilege to be able to drive, and in no way do I want to abuse it.
That's a good way to look at it, actually.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that I can drive. The car or the automobile, the vehicle is considered to be the extension of the foot. So we should appreciate our freedoms that we have.
Remember that.
And the more freedoms you have, the more responsibility that comes with those freedoms.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Do you ever talk on the phone or do any sort of, distraction along those lines when you're driving?
Not very often I have, but I try not to. I'm a firm believer to keep your eyes on the road. Not that I'm a perfect driver. And if I see something like, I like to look at houses, especially old houses, Victorian houses, and I have to be careful that I don't stare at them too long, because you have to keep your eyes on the road. So,
yeah.
Just It only takes one little mistake.
Yep.
So, good driving habits are learned, and you learn it through experience, and it's a skill, and it's very important to have good driving habits.
And again, folks, that's why, I kind of had the idea to start this series. If you didn't watch the previous two, this is the third driving habit segment that I've recorded. And that's basically what we're trying to see. Is we're just trying to see how many people actually at least admit to having, good or bad habits. And, in the end, when I'm kind of done wrapping all this little segment, once I'm finished with it, then we can look back and see exactly how many people actually either do the same thing or how many people don't do the same thing. You know what I mean? So I definitely thought this would be an interesting little experiment. So far, I really think it has.
That's good.
Like, especially when I did my brother Tyler, when I did his, he actually started to pay attention to the things that he was doing. Like, I would just ask him the questions, and all of these things, he started to pay attention to where he put his hands all the time, and just stuff that you don't think of as you're doing your daily driving routine. I actually kind of find this one hard to ask because I don't really see you doing it, but do you ever express any signs of road rage from time to time?
I do at times get upset with drivers, but I try not to show road rage. There are times when people pull out in front of me, especially from short distances. People go around me. People get mad at me because I go to speed limit, and I try not to show road rage. It does make me irritated, but you just have to learn to control it. You have to drive defensively, not offensively. You have to try to forgive and overlook people's mistakes, because I'm sure that in my driving career, I've probably made people mad, and that's not my intentions, though. But road rage is something that none of us should act upon.
Mm-mm. And it's becoming even worse and worse as time goes on.
Yeah, some people shoot guns and everything else, get mad, and cause a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm. And there's I think a lot of it kind of stems back also. Well, for one, I think if you're a driver, you should always have patience. I mean, because you're going to have people who cut out in front of you and such, and maybe they didn't mean to. Maybe you have the people who intentionally do it. I don't know. It's possible for all kinds of reasons, but at the same time, you want to have that patience, because you probably shouldn't, react in a rageful way, if I'm saying that right. Just look at it as if, okay, nothing happened, nobody got hurt. We're all on the road together. We're all trying to get somewhere safely. I mean, that's basically what we're all trying to do. So, to me, honestly, road rage is just kind of pointless. But it's really good to hear that, everybody that I've talked to so far kind of just said the same thing you did. Like, nobody gets too defensive after something like that takes place.
Yeah, it's... You're not supposed to take revenge on the road. Not anywhere, but not especially on the road.
Mm-mm.
These cars are, they're killers. They can kill people like guns. And when you decide to get revenge, you have to dig two graves. One for yourself, one for the other guy. So just remember, vengeance is not an option.
Nope. We're actually heading down into, it's probably going to turn into somewhat of a rural area, I would assume, here soon. So, do you like driving on roads like this? Do you ever, you do?
I like out in the country, and I like the country look. I like being outdoors. So I especially like to look at houses, but I really like to look at houses. I should be sitting in that seat, not in this one.
Do you? This is a question that I thought of recently in the last driving habit segment that I filmed. But do you have like any specific fear when you're driving? Like, is there something that you're always afraid might happen, or something that you're get nervous about, or?
Road rage is something that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about other people's driving habits, pulling out in front of me. Make sure that I set a good example. Not to get mad at somebody for, get mad or upset about something they did, and I turn around and do the same thing. So I am concerned about that. I notice there seems to be a lot of road debris on the roads. There seems to be a lot of things on the road sometimes, and stones and rocks and nails and people driving trucks, whatever, drop things off. And I've had, in 2016, I've had 3 flat tires. And,
wow.
There seems to be a lot of things on the road you have to watch out for. And animals, deer, to be concerned about animals getting in front of your car, hitting your car. They can come all of a sudden.
Deer is
about that.
Yeah, deer is probably honestly one of my worst fears, actually.
It can happen real quick. And it's not something I don't want to kill an animal, but it's something that does happen. And it can do damage to your car. It can even cause you to get killed.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been in a situation like that where a deer has run out in front of you? And, no?
Thank God I never have. No.
I have. I've never hit it, but I've had it happen, yeah.
Yeah, I've had them out in front of me, but it wasn't where I hit it or anything. Yes, I did. Come to think of it, yes, I did have deer that were pretty far down the road walking in front of me, and I was, it was a safe situation. But I've never had any real close calls.
When people tailgate you, kind of like this guy that was behind us, he's kind of coming and going. Do tailgaters bother you, or do you not care about what goes on behind your vehicle?
Yes, they can cause irritation, but I don't let that bother me too much. I've had truckers that intimidated me, and drivers, but I don't let that bother me. The most important thing is to drive safely and to drive the speed limit. And, whether they like it or not doesn't make any difference.
That's good. I was always taught basically not to worry about the person behind you. Mostly because if they end up hitting you from their carelessness, you know, you're not really at fault.
Yes.
But I can kind of understand, you know, I do get irritated from time to time when somebody's like right up on you, because you don't want them to hit you. But I don't know. Sometimes it bothers me, but they're behind me. It shouldn't be my problem. It's the way I look at it.
We have been rear-ended a couple of times, and after that happens, it does scare you a little bit.
Yeah.
You become more aware of it, and you get a little gun shy for a while. But if you're obeying the traffic laws, whether the person behind you likes it or not doesn't really matter.
Yep. You like cars.
Yes.
What is probably one of the things that you like most about the automobile? Like, what fascinates you about the car?
Probably the drivetrain, the engine, the transmission, the reliability of a car, the efficiency, the economics. You know, does it get good gas mileage? Is it comfortable? Is it easy to handle? You know, is it handles nice, easy to drive? Probably the engine and transmission and drivetrain, that probably interests me the most about a car.
What was the first car you ever had?
I had a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. It was a pretty nice car. Didn't pay much for it. I bought it off a private owner. And it was, I think it was white with a pink top. I think it was a two-tone color with a 6-cylinder engine, and it ran pretty good. Only paid $100 for it, so
Wow.
it was a pretty nice car.
What year was that in that you bought it?
I bought it in 1968.
And it was what, 9 years old?
Yeah, 57. Yeah, 60. Yeah, 9 years. 11 years.
11, yeah. And it was only $100.
$100. Yeah.
Wow, how times have changed.
And gas was about 30 cents a gallon.
Oh wow. You couldn't get anything for $100 nowadays.
Oh no.
At least nothing that runs anyway, probably.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The only car that I ever got for like $87 was my own car. When after the accident, I bought it back from the insurance company.
Oh.
I didn't want to give it up, so they said it was only worth like 80 some dollars, so I bought it back for that. Potholes. We've seen enough videos lately on my channel where we are dealing with potholes now, so that one was kind of unavoidable, unfortunately.
Yeah, they can do damage to your tires, damage to your I think your brakes.
Do damage to anything.
Yeah, the suspension, the shocks, springs.
Anything and everything. Hubs are the worst.
Yeah, damage to the rims. I hit a pothole and it broke my spring on my other car.
Ugh.
Had to replace the spring.
And they don't do anything fast enough around here to actually get rid of them. This will probably be one of the last questions that I ask you, and so far, the answers that I've gotten for this question, I'm kind of surprised. So let's see what you have to say. If you're in a turning lane, and you're waiting for oncoming traffic, there's a red light there, like a light, and the light's green, so you're waiting for oncoming traffic. do you wait underneath the light to turn left, or do you stay back and then just wait for the light to turn red and then green again so you can go, like for the arrow? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very surprised about the answers.
I stay back and wait for the arrow to wait for the arrow to show up when I turn left.
So basically, like, if you're under the light, you never wait for that light to turn yellow and wait for a break. You just go, like, after the whole red light is done.
Well, if I'm sticking out in the middle of the road, yeah, I would probably go. I don't like to do that, but
Okay.
yeah, I try to stay back so if the light does turn red, I'm not sticking out in the middle of the lane, out in the middle of the traffic. So then I'm interfering with traffic. So I try to pay attention to that. Not always, but I try to pay attention to that.
You're kind of the first person who, you know, said in certain circumstances they'll actually go, but everybody else said that they just wait. I was always taught, I know I'm saying this again, I've said it in every video so far, but I was actually taught to wait under the light.
Oh.
And then, you know, once the light turns yellow and you can see that the cars across from you are coming to a stop, then you can go for it. So that's what I was taught. But I mean, you're the first one to actually admit that, you know, they could do it depending on the circumstance, but you don't intentionally do it. So like if that light back there, if there was traffic coming and you had to wait for all the cars, then all of a sudden the light turns yellow, you can either go or you just wait for it.
Just wait.
He just waits. All right, well, that's pretty much going to conclude this this driving habits segment on Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. Bob, thank you very much for allowing us to study your habits and to, you know, answer our questions, I guess, my questions. Appreciate it. Is there anything that you want to say in closing?
We'll just say thank you. I'm honored that you asked me, and I hope I can be a help. And I'm not a perfect driver, and I make my share of mistakes, but I'm try to be obedient and observant in my driving and obey all the traffic laws. But thank you for asking me, and I hope that I'm a help to you on your video.
Yeah, I greatly appreciate it every time.
Sure. Thank you.
Alright guys, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also be sure to check out Mike's Vehicle Spotlight, which is my official vehicle touring segment that I post right here on this channel. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys next time, so take care.
Have a good day.